On her first day back home after a decade away, the young mistress was doused in red ink by her scheming younger sister. The sister intended to intimidate her, forcing her to keep a low profile in the household, but instead received a sharp slap across the face. With a graceful turn, she made the scheming girl reap her own reward, sending her tumbling into the pool of red ink. Enraged and humiliated, the younger sister tore off her veil, only to recoil in horror at the sight of her face. It turned out she wasn't the eldest daughter of the duke's household at all, but the legitimate daughter of a general's family that had been massacred. Not long ago, betrayed by her husband, the general's household had suffered a catastrophic massacre. Her father had desperately pushed her out the door before dying, urging her to save her life and not seek revenge. Watching her family drown in a sea of blood, the woman sank into despair and helplessness. When her husband approached, she desperately pleaded for him to report the crime and seek justice for the general's household. Instead, he plunged a dagger into her chest and dragged her body to the mass grave. Only then did she realize it had all been a conspiracy between her husband and the scheming girl. All her years of devotion had merely served as a stepping stone for his rise to power. Closing her eyes in bitter resignation, she never imagined being saved by a kind-hearted girl. At first, she was overcome with grief, losing all will to live. But upon hearing the girl's story and seeing the handkerchief she offered, she recognized her savior as her childhood best friend. To save her, her friend had sacrificed her own blood. Her friend's story mirrored her own. As a child, she had witnessed her mother being pushed into the water and drowned by the second lady of the household. When she tried to save her mother, the second lady's servants knocked her unconscious. When she awoke, everyone blamed her for her mother's death. No matter how she protested, no one believed her. Even her loving father sent her to the slave court for 10 years. Now, her grandmother wished to bring her back to the estate, but years of abuse at the second wife's hands had left her gravely ill. On her deathbed, she begged the girl to take her place and seek vengeance. Ultimately, the girl returned home as the daughter of the duke's household, vowing to make her enemies pay with their blood. Yet upon entering the city, she witnessed her husband staging a false funeral for her. Simultaneously, the prince, hearing news of the general's household massacre, rushed back to the city only to discover his beloved dead. Perhaps recognizing the girl's identity, the prince's warhorse let out a long, mournful whinny, drawing his attention.